Hi, I'm Kelly Robbins, founder of Kelly Robbins Coaching. Thank you for joining me today. We're going to spend a few minutes talking about failure. With the thousands of entrepreneurs and people that I've worked with across the world, one thing that I know you can, without question, expect to encounter are failures. And in fact, you will encounter many failures. And what I've found is that while many people can intellectually understand that on the journey to creating fresh tracks, they're going to experience some failures. It's not going to be an easy road where it's success after success after success. When you leave that comfort zone, when you in fact reach that edge and journey into the growth and the expansion part of yourself, you're going to have some failure. And we intellectually understand that. However, when we're in the middle of it, it can beat us down. And my intention with today's teaching is to give you some coping strategies to help you get through the failure process and keep moving on and not quit. It's where a lot of people quit. So know that you're going to have failures and try to be conscious of it when you're in the middle of the failure and follow the processes that I'm going to share with you today. The first tip I have for you is don't personalize it. Even the term failure is a judgment. It's in fact not good or bad. It is a result. And if you can kind of get outside yourself and just look at it as, okay, well, that didn't work. I'm going to do this differently next time. Oh, okay, this is how I'm going to be the next time I try to cross this road, whatever, or this bridge, whatever, wherever it is that you're at. Don't personalize it. It's really not about you, and it's not a reflection on you as a human being and a soul and who you are. It's just a result. The second tip I have is to give the failure some space. Like if you were on a journey to maybe have make a certain amount over a month or get to a certain weight and you didn't make it, or you were having a buyout and the buyout didn't go through. Give it some space. Go out of town for a couple days. Get away from work, get away from your health or whatever it is you're focusing on, and go to the football game or sit by a river. Just do something very, very different and put some space around the event. What I like to do, I live in Colorado, I like to go up to the mountains and really just get away, total change of scene, and that'll do it for me a lot of times. It's just giving it some space allows you to process it a little bit and not make the pain so immediate and personal. The third lesson I have for you, the third tip is look for the lesson. Like, what can you learn from the failure? What was the aha moment? Sometimes it takes a little bit of time to see that. Sometimes you'll know right away, darn it, I should have done this instead. But look for the lesson in it, because the failure was a part of the journey to getting where you're ultimately going to be. You're not giving up. You're not stopping. This was just one more way you found to not get there. So look for the lesson, and you can adjust. What will I do differently next time? What was that aha? What's the awareness in what just happened? The fourth piece of advice I have for you is to know you're not alone. You're not alone. Other people have possibly done what you're attempting to do and survived it. Look online and look for success stories. One journey you might be on is wanting to start a business and work from home, or write a book and you've had 50 publishers telling you no. How many authors have had those experiences and now they're best-selling authors? Go online, look through YouTube, look through videos, and find some success stories to help you be motivated, and know that you're not alone. Other people have been here. If it helps, look for people who have had way bigger crashes and still landed on their feet. Find some role models to look for, to consciously lift your vibration and motivate yourself to not stay in that, oh, I suck failure place, okay? My fifth piece of advice is to be open to feedback and be coachable. Sometimes when we fail, we're hurting, and you can react, you can control and be conscious of how you're reacting. Do you get pissed off? Do you stick your feet in the ground and say, no, I know I'm right? Be open and have mentors or coaches in your life that will give you honest feedback to help you see the lesson, to help you see what to do differently. One of the best coachable moments I ever had was I had a coach tell me that I was deflecting everything. Like every bad thing that was going on in my life, I had an excuse, I had a reason, and he would talk to me about something and I'd just deflect it right back. Well, that's because, well, if you had, don't be like that. The best gift he ever gave me was telling me what I was doing and that I was being uncoachable. And I cried because that hurt. No one wants to hear that, but it was honest truth. So find people in your life that will give you that honest truth and be open. And being open to the feedback is a choice. And oftentimes paying a mentor or hiring a coach is the right thing to do because it's not personal. It's not a friend. It's not a family member. It's someone who's impartial. They're there, like that is their whole role, is to be helping you. So tip number 5 is be coachable and open to feedback. Number 6, set a move on date. This one is the key. This one works very well for me. When you fail, when you don't get the results you want, it doesn't feel good. It sucks. I know I cry. I go wallow by myself in a cave. I'll shut all the blinds and stay in a cave. I won't want to talk to anyone. Sometimes I'll have a movie night where I put on every tearjerker imaginable. Let the emotion roll through your body. Let it out. It's really important to do that. Don't suppress it. However, don't get stuck there, which is what people do. Give yourself a date when you're done. So it might be an hour to wallow in the pity. It might be 24 hours. It might be the weekend. But you tell yourself on Monday, I'm done and I'm moving on. So again, it's important you let the emotion roll through you, but you give it an ending. And this is not the same as grieving. Grieving has its own time frame that a year. I've heard different times. This is not the same thing. This is you being hurt. It's a failure. So give yourself a move on date. Say it out loud. Say it in your head, acknowledge it, and then let yourself go wallow in misery. But it ends, and it's not too far out. And the last tip I have, tip number 7, is pull yourself out of it. So you've set that move on date. You've let your feelings go. And just because you did that doesn't mean that they necessarily go away. Learn yourself and learn how can you motivate yourself? What can you do to consciously pull yourself out of that low vibrating feeling? Sometimes it's music, sometimes it's reading, sometimes it's affirmations or meditating. Find out what it is for you. It might be a combination of, I actually use all of those techniques. I know when I get very low, I'll give myself a lot of time in the mornings. I have a spiritual practice every morning. And it ranges in how much time I spend. But when I'm really, really working on something, I'll take 2 hours and I'll read and read and read and say things out loud and I really allow myself to work at it and pull my vibration up, and I'll stay at it all day until I don't have to work so hard at it anymore. Learn what that is for you. Everyone's path is different. It's your job to pull yourself out of it. No one else will do it. It's no one's responsibility but yours, and no one has the power to do it but you. So take ownership of you and where you're at and move on. So to recap, the 7 best practices for coping with failure, which you will experience on your journey to creating fresh tracks. Number 1, don't personalize it. Number 2, give it some space. 3, look for the lesson in the event or the aha moment. Number 4, recognize that you're not alone. 5, be coachable, Be open to feedback. 6, set a move-on date. 7, pull yourself out of it. So, thank you so much for joining me today. I encourage you to visit our website, www.kellyrobbins.net, and you are welcome to register for the Tracks to Cash video series and receive updates and more information like this to your email box. You have a great rest of the day, and here's to creating the confidence to cut fresh tracks.